Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As-salāmu alayka ya Rasulallah, ya Nabiy al-Rahma wa ya Shafi al-Ummah. Dear brothers and sisters, all my brothers in faith and Islam all over the world, I would like to say salam, as-salāmu alaykum wa raḥmatullāhi wa barakatuh, and convey my congrats and tabrik to you on the occasion of the Mawlid al-Nabi, the birthday of the Prophet of Islam, the Prophet of the mercy and Prophet of the tolerance. The religion of Islam is derived from the word peace, Salam. Salam means the peace. So the religion Prophet came to the Ummah was entitled as the Islam. Islam is the peace. So all content of his religion, when we look to his Quran and also the hadith of him, we see that all include the message of peace to the Ummah. When we read the Quran, when we read the hadith, we have to be peaceful to the others. Whoever reads the Quran and who become more violent to the other, he is not understanding Islam. He is not following the true path of Islam. The true Muslim, as much as he reads Islam, as much as he involves to the Islamic teaching, he should be more peaceful. He should be more tolerant to the others. Regardless of the content of the Islam, regardless of message of Islam, which is full of the peace, but also what is important today, and I would like to, in this short time, to share with you, dear scholars and brothers and sisters, is that the way of messaging of Islam was also full of peace. So not only the content were peaceful, but also the way of messaging and delivering the message, training the Ummah to be the Muslim, was full of peace. So when we look to the Prophet, we have to see that the peace in his life from two angles. One is the content of the message, one is the message, and the second is the way of messaging to the Ummah. In a way that Quran says, let's find some sources from the Quran, which Quran says that, O Prophet, you are the good ears, uzun khair. Prophet was hearing the others. He was listening to the voice of the others. In a way that some companions came to the Prophet and said that, why you do hear the all voices? You are the Prophet. You have to talk to them. They have to be ears to you, but you are ears to them. Allah says that don't worry from the blames of the others. Be good ears. Subhanallah. The Quran, Allah Almighty in his book of Quran admires our Prophet because he was a good ear. He was listening to the others. One of the way of expanding tolerance in the society is that we have to listen to the others. We have to respect to the other voices. Whether they are good or bad, we have to listen and respect. Then we have to review and discuss about that in a polite way. Quran says that you have to talk to the others with hikmah, with wisdom. Hear to them, respect to them, then discuss with hikmah. So, Quran says that one of the way of being prophet of the mercy is that you are tolerant to the others. Tolerance is a part of your characteristics in a way that you are hearing to the others. This was the message of the prophet, which was full of the peace, but also his way of messaging. Allah says that it was the peaceful. When we look to the Quran says that the way of preaching the others was full of peaceful. Prophet, his message was absolutely truth. It was absolute haqq to the other, to the all humanity. But the point is that he never forced the others to accept the truth. This is important, to be the truth, but never force the others to accept your truth. Quran says that Prophet was teaching to the Ummah his Quran in this way. Ana aw iyakum. Me or you. Whether I'm in truth or you are in truth. Let's come and talk. Ana aw iyakum la'ala hudan aw fi dalalin mubin. He never calls himself that. I'm the full of truth. You have to accept me. This is the full truth is with me, and you are full of the negligence and ignorance. Never he said so. He was full of the truth, but the way of messaging, his message was full of the truth, but the way of messaging to others is full of tolerance and peace. In a way that he says that let's come. Let's share your views with me. I can hear your voice and you would hear my voice. Then we can find the truth. This is the Prophet of Islam. Not only his message is peaceful, but also the way of messaging, you see how is full of tolerance, respecting to the others. That's why Prophet of Islam, during this short period of time, just in 23 years, that's not too much. There was no social medias, there was no echoing his voices to the others, but he could spread of Islam all over the world in a way that he started Islam with 3%, but at the end of his life, more than 100,000 of followers of him become Muslim. You see how this very rare numbers of his followers, just they were 3% in beginning of his Islam. During this short period, huge number of people from Arab and non-Arab, Arab and Ajam, they joined to his message and accepted him. What is the reason beyond? Is it only the message, the content, or the way of messaging is important as well? The way of messaging of the Prophet is very important. Sometimes we are teaching Islam, but the way of we teach Islam is deviating others from us, is depriving the Ummah from us. This is not the way of the preaching of Islam. We see some radical groups by the so-called Islamist radical groups. They are reading Quran, teaching Quran, preaching Quran, but the way of messaging, the way of preaching is depriving the others, is differentiating between Islam and the followers. This is not the way of the Prophet. The way of Prophet was in a way that in Surah Al-Imran, Allah says that فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ Allah, due to the mercy of Allah, لِنْتَ لَهُمْ, you are very peaceful to them. لو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. You are the Prophet. Your message is full of truth. Your message is full of peace. But if the way of messaging, if the way of preaching was not peaceful, if it was not tolerating the others, respecting the others, hearing the others, they would leave you. So we see that it is very important on the birthday of the Prophet of Islam, we know that how to preach Islam. Not only how to know Islam, but also how to preach Islam. This is very important. How to learn Islam and how to deliver it to the others.